draw symmetrical shapes, then it's best to use the symmetry ruler. If you want to draw a straight line, then I suggest you use the line drawing tool. Now enjoy this footage of me drawing lines. In this part here, I removed the symmetry ruler. I also fixed the mountain shapes because, well, you know, not all mountains are triangle, so I fixed them to make them look a little bit more realistic. Those are our mountains done. Next we move on to drawing the river. Here, to make your job easier, you can use the duplicate tool and take out the same shape that you drew before. However, you need to draw the shape that you want to duplicate on another layer. Now, after I arranged my duplicated layer the way I wanted to make the river as thick as I wanted to, I merged the layers together. Here, after I moved my mountains and river up a bit, I combined them using the merge tool again. Now I proceeded to draw the sun and the moon. I drew the sun and the moon by using the circle ruler. Here I made a crescent moon by drawing two arcs and joining them together. After I was done with that, I fixed the mountain lines and renamed the layer as sky elements. Quick tip, if you want to use a shape in your drawing but don't want to draw it, then you can use the text option and add the shape to your drawing. You can also color it the choice you want later on. I then duplicated my star shape. After I decided I had done enough with the stars, I decided to merge the layers together with the sky element layer. After miserably failing at drawing clouds, I then went into Abyss Paintex's material gallery searching for clouds. Can you guess what happened next? Yep, I failed at finding it. Then I went onto Chrome, searched up cloud transparent, failed once, searched it up again, found it, downloaded the file, and just copy pasted it and duplicated the layer multiple times to get multiple clouds. I erased the outline of the sun showing through the one cloud I placed over the sun. Then I went on a mad hunt for trees and I found them. This is a tip right here. Instead of actually drawing trees or copy pasting them, it's best to use the brush that Abyss Paintex has now provided us with. Same goes for the grass. There's many different types of grass that Abyss Paintex has now provided us with. Also, make sure you play around with the layers, it really helps, like I did with my grass. I experimented with grass on the mountains, it didn't look that good, so I ditched the idea. And I drew a line over where the mountain lines end to make it easier for coloring, and I had another idea in mind, you'll see soon. I also filled that part up with grass. Then I added another layer and renamed it as flowers. Can you guess what I'm about to do? I'm about to add flowers to the grassy area. I tried to imitate a flower bed. I don't really know if I failed or succeeded on it. Comment down below what you guys think. Now, enjoy this footage of me adding flowers to a grassy area. New tip. For this tip, I suggest you start naming your layers from the very beginning of your project, because when you reach a certain amount of layers or number of layers, it becomes hard to navigate through them. So naming your layers will make it easier. This is how you rename your layers. Now we come to the most fun part of this project, that is coloring. So here I am. I cooked up a nice mountain color beforehand, and I had other mountain colors already there. I also cooked up a nice river color, and as you can see, I had a little mishap there. I carried the color down and fixed the lines, and I colored it again. After I colored the river, I merged the two layers together. I added another layer and titled it a sky color. The orange color that you see me making was originally meant for the sky, but then I realized, might as well make the sun orange and the sky some other color, and yeah. Then I made the sky blue because, well, it just looks good. And I made the background for the night part of the drawing. I colored the moon the same as the stars. Then I added some shadows to the mountains because I just thought they needed it. Here instead, if you want a darker color, instead of actually making the color darker than the original color, you can always use multiply. I tried tree shading, like adding the shading onto the trees, but as you can see, I failed miserably and I decided to delete that layer. Almost done, we're on the last part. As you can see in this part, I removed everything, like including the colors and everything. Then I switched to selection layers, and I selected one part of my drawing. As you can see, there's a line in the middle, and I selected the part of the drawing. I then proceeded to color it white. If you want to select an intricate shape, or are just lazy to select a simple shape like me, then you can always click on invert layer, and what it basically does is it just inverts the part that you have selected. Then I selected the opposite side of the drawing. I colored it black. Then I adjusted my white and black layers. I realized that I had misarranged the layer where my stars were, so I found that and put it in its right position. Then I erased a bunch of lines and fixed up any mistakes that I had made.